I'm sitting here with just this horrible realization. I've been divorced for 3 years, and in that 3 years, I have spent most of my days figuring out how I can become physically, mentally, financially, spiritually healthy enough to be able to afford and take care of a child. And not only have I taken that time, but I've done the math, and it does not work out. I am not young enough, or fertile enough, or financially stable enough to even do another round of IVF, and at 36, like, I'm sorry, like, you're gonna say, like, you have time, like, I don't. Because I can't spend another minute of my life trying to make something work.
Hey guys, what is going on? It's Hidan, and today we're gonna take a look at this woman, taken from the Modern Woman Archives, so go check his YouTube channel. First we're gonna take a look at this woman, and then we're gonna read an article. So we're talking about single mothers, a woman unable to date, and we have this one right here, at age 36. So we know she had a husband, no longer in the picture. Makes you ask why, what happened right there? You know, and now she's out of time, she's out of money, she can't afford to try IVF anymore, and you know, she's just sad that the clock has reached its end point. Now I can't help but think, you know, yes, women have less time than men. They have an expiration date if they want children. I mean, men do as well, but they have much more time. And you know, guys, like, women, they used to know this. So the worst thing that you could have done to women a few centuries back is lie to them, you know, waste their time. That was the worst thing you can do. Women in the past used to yearn much more for a serious relationship, and they got so mad if you wasted their time, because women in the past, they knew what's happening, you know. They knew that they were on timer. They wanted, they wanted a family, they wanted a stable future. They really tried to pick good men who are not going to waste their times. Nowadays, all this societal, you know, the culture and womanism and media is trying to portray women as being boss babes and being, you know, the shapers of their own reality. But you know, biology hits hard, you know, that biological clock hits hard. But guys, enough rambling. Let's check the rest of the story.
When I'm just fighting upstream, I don't have a support system. I don't have the money. I don't have the resources or the community. And it just kills me. It kills me that I had embryos with my ex-husband that were viable, and they're just gone now. And my future with those children and my life as a mother is just, it's gone. And it's not just that it's gone, it's the fact that it was decided for me by so many other people and factors. And that's what kills me, because it was not my choice. And I'm angry. And I'm heartbroken.
Alright, gentlemen, so this is the video. I don't understand the part where she says that it was decided by other people. If someone can let me know in the comments, am I missing something? But as far as I understand, you had the time. You chose your partner, your husband. I'm guessing that you chose to divorce him. A lot of men, usually most men, they're not leaving families. They're not the ones choosing to be out of the picture. And now all the tears come in, you know, all the sadness, all the oh, I wasted my time. But guys, to understand how this woman came into this bad situation, let's read an article to showcase what I'm talking about. Alright, so why so many women are choosing to be solo mothers? You gotta love the title. And it's written, excuse me, by Caroline Zielinski. Now, I think this woman is Ukrainian. Sometimes the desire to be a mother doesn't match up with the desire to be coupled, and for Carrie Cooper Moore, this realization came in her mid-30s. An interesting age, isn't it, gentlemen? Looking back, some of the more fun and exciting times in my life happened when I was single, says the 41-year-old Geelong PR executive. So we have an executive, we have a modern, independent boss babe. I was happy to travel alone, go to a movie alone, and eat alone. Yeah, and ride the carousel. You forgot to mention that, right? The fun and exciting times, gentlemen. When we have all the options and all the time. And we have a picture here with kids, of course, all smiling. Doesn't showcase reality. When I was in a relationship, I would never feel fully comfortable and happy, almost a little tied down. Yet when I came to wanting children, the longing was strong. I felt that aching to be a mom, which in my mind was something totally separate to being married. Absolutely not. Guys, some women have this idea that being a single mother there's nothing wrong with it, right? It couldn't be further away from the truth, right? Like, men are so needed in the picture. Men are equally as valuable as women for raising children. The same way you can't have a baby if there isn't a mother, you can't have a baby without the father. So many things go wrong. So she decided to go it alone. First mistake. Today, Cooper Moore has 2 children, 3-year-old Jonathan and 6-month-old Aisling. Oh, well, sorry if I pronounced that wrong. Both are, I don't know if I can say this word, but yeah, they're donor children, conceived via IVF, and they are being raised by Cooper Moore and her mother, who lives with them. So I'm really hoping that this Cooper Moore didn't make her mother do all the hard work. You know what I mean? I'm really hoping that at least while being a single mother, she actually takes care of the children and she didn't leave all the burden to her mother. But IVF, if anyone is wondering, in case you don't know, it's in vitro. She provides a lot of that mental and emotional support for me, as well as doing a lot of the care and entertaining of the kids, she says. My dad also comes around and happily takes my son out for a drive. So she's a modern, independent boss babe, and she doesn't have the time to be both working and taking care of her children, so she makes her mother do it. And I'm guessing for the majority of the time. You know, that's one of the problems of not having a father. At first, Cooper Moore says the plan was just to become a mom. Her fertility wasn't in a great place, you don't say, but she was successful in conceiving Jonathan and had 2 spare embryos left. I remember saying to my mom, I can't leave them behind. I should try for a second baby, she recalls. So I tried one in June 2021 with full confidence, but it didn't stick. I was absolutely devastated and definitely grieved for that little embryo. Fortunately, the very last embryo stuck. Cooper Moore is part of I don't know, guys, I don't know how to pronounce that name. Is part of a growing trend of women who are choosing to become solo mothers. Yeah, national disaster. But national data is hard to come by. Data from the 2021-2022 Victorian Assisted Reproductive Treatment Authority's annual report shows single women are increasingly using the voluntary register to try to connect with a donor, with 60% of users in 2021 and 2022 being mothers by choice. In Victoria, 804 single women gave birth via donor in 2022, up 50% since 2015. This, however, does not capture the true extent of the national trend. The national disaster, please. Can we rename it? Guys, women are out here pretending that you can have a stable, healthy family without a father in the picture. It's just disgusting. President of the Fertility Society of Australia, Professor Luke Rombaut, says when he started working in the assisted reproduction field 20 years ago, solo mothers by choice were virtually unheard of. What a coincidence, you know? We see it now as a rapidly rising trend, he says. Rombouts, who is also the national and medical director of Monash IVF, says the company's statistics show a 65% increase in single women seeking IVF or ART between 2019 and 2021. About 1 in 10 are solo mothers by choice. That's a significant proportion. It is. It's more than necessary, you know, a lot. And guys, this article is trying to portray being a single mother as something good, but they don't realize that they are they are putting them in a bad light. You know, with this, we see it now as a rapidly rising trend. That's a bad thing. Single Mothers by Choice Australia, an online community and support group founded in the early 2000s by 2 women from Queensland and initially populated by 30 members, has since grown to more than 2,500 Australia-wide, increasing by about 200 members each year. Single mothers have always been a diverse group. However, one trend that has been anecdotally observed is that women are beginning to the process to become a solo mother at a younger age than in the past. While this may be true, guys, it will never be younger than 30. You know what I mean? Like, the cases of women under 30 wanting to be single mothers is extremely low. Why? Because they are in their prime. Like, right when they are young, they want to ride the carousel, they want to have their fun, and they don't want to be single mothers. So the single mothers is really a phenomena that we can see above 30. Another change that has been observed is that more single mothers are choosing to have 2 or more children than in the past. The reason to become a solo mothers vary. Some women, like Cooper Moore, don't feel having a partner is integral to starting a family. How dumb do you have to be? Others, like Sydney Dr. Lucy Jones, 42, feel they are running out of time despite dating frequently and want to take control. So we have a prime example of a woman, Lucy Jones, right? So she probably goes, guys, to a triple-digit number dates per year, and she still can't make it work. You know what I mean? These are the women that we cover on the channel, guys. The ones who talk about, you know, on TikTok, oh, this guy did this and the other did that and the other was, you know, beneath my level and they don't deserve me. These are the type of women. I started the IVF journey when I was 38 years old. You know, I mentioned you won't see women doing IVF and wanting to be single mothers above age 30. And hadn't had luck meeting anyone. Hadn't had luck, gentlemen. It's luck. It's like, you know, it's like a casino. You just spin a roulette and I didn't have luck meeting anyone. At the time, I was still going on dates and meeting some lovely men. But by that age, these men had families already and didn't want more kids. Yeah, it's one of the problems of waiting so long to find a man. Like Cooper Moore, she decided to go it alone. The decision, however, was more bittersweet. As someone who had always wanted a partner to have a family with, Jones had to first go through a grieving process for the life I wanted to have. The costs and time are also astronomical. Cooper Moore estimates all up it costs her $30,000. Jones cites similar figures. So women are paying this price, you know, because they're not able to keep a man. Right? This is the price you have to pay when you've waited too long, when you've passed on too many guys, and when your standards are too high. It's a gigantic expense. First, there's the cost for artificial insemination, for which I had 2 rounds, each costing around 3 to 4K. So yada yada, she explains the cost, you can read it if you want. There is also the cost of medication, fees on drawing on the super, and psychiatrist appointments. It just drained my savings account and I drew on my superannuation. Jones, who took a while to become financially established, says picking the right sperm donor was vitally important. While initially she turned to local sperm banks, she was given only two options, neither of which met her criteria. I wanted to avoid things like inheritable disease and had a list of medical, psychological, and personal qualities that I wanted, she says. So I went to the US, where there is a lot more availability and people to choose from. So this woman is trying to, it's like a Build-A-Bear, you know? She just wants to construct her little human in the way that she wants. Both women are financially stable. Yeah, really modern and independent. You gotta love it, guys. Have strong family and friend support, and believe that in many ways being a solo mother by choice is easier than having to negotiate parenting and domestic duties with partners. Yes, this incredibly, you know, disgusting thing of having to negotiate parenting. Guys, now I won't say it's easy. It's hard. I mean, there's not a formula to just being stable in a relationship. But I have to say, people in the past really knew, you know, their roles. Like men in the past knew what, you know, how to be a good husband. Women in the past knew how to be a good wife. And it was all about making it work, about compromise, about, you know, about pulling it off. Nowadays, we've come to the, you know, I don't want to do it. I want the easy way out. It's a pay to win, guys. This woman is paid to win. She's paying, you know, to get rid of all the accountability that she has to have. My kids don't see me stressed about some guy who is not putting in his fair share. You mean the type of guys you're selecting to date? They just see me as a hard-working mom who wants the best for them. I don't think that this is what they see. What they see, you know, probably makes them wonder, where is my father? As for the criticisms I get for denying them a father, let's hear, gentlemen. There's a lot of kids out there who don't have fathers through other, sometimes tragic means, or because their dads have walked out on them. Yeah, you mean the natural reasons for not having a father. Guys, not having a father for natural reasons is tragic. It's a tragedy. And it's a bad thing for kids. But, you know, that's what life is about. You can't do anything if the father, you know, passes out. But to consciously make the decision to not provide your children with a father is just disgusting. And they don't get to choose, you know what I mean? They don't get to choose if they don't want to have a father, which of course they wouldn't choose. You know, you just force them to be with you. Jones agrees, a lot of the stresses that come with parenting appear to be differences in opinion around shared workload and the mental load. I don't have to worry about tiptoeing around the partner or who's doing most of the work. It's on me. So then ends the article, gentlemen. She just wants to be modern and independent. She wants to be a boss babe. She provides for herself. She has her mother doing all the hard work, so she doesn't have to move her little finger. And yeah, you know, everything is beautiful. Everything works out fine. Everything is perfect. Well, it's not. You know, it may be suiting you, madam, because you get to pay for your children. You know, you just bought a children. You have to, you know, keep your work, be independent, and you have someone else taking care of your children, and everything is perfect for you. All right, is it perfect for the children? Absolutely not. I can't believe that as a society, we are treating, well, it's not society really, it's just a small amount of people, but they're trying to portray that single mothers are brave and encouraging, and it's so good. You know, is anyone thinking about the kids that maybe, you know, having a father is important in the development, raising, you know, learning of children? We don't stop to think about that. And, you know, and that leaves us, guys, this philosophy, this mentality leaves us to this, right? This is the consequence of this mentality of you can be empowered, you can be a boss babe, you know, you will manage, etc. This is what it leaves us with. And hey, I'm happy that there are, you know, women like this sharing the consequences, because I hope in my heart that some woman will see this at a young age and will say, you know, I'm not buying all this nonsense. I'm not buying all this crap of being empowered, being, you know, boss babe. Why don't we go back? You know, we dial back the time a little, and we go back to a few centuries ago where people really wanted to invest in their future, to invest in their marriages, when women were serious about dating, their standards weren't incredibly high. They wanted to have a husband. They wanted to learn how to keep a man. They wanted they were willing to make compromises. They wanted to pull a marriage off. They wanted to have kids with both parents in the picture. But I don't think we will ever go back to that, if I have to be honest, gentlemen. There are some sun rays here and there of women who still do that, but as a whole, I think society is on a down spiral, and we'll never go back to the times where, you know, a family was actually a family. But what are your thoughts, guys? Are you as cynical as me, or do you have some hope left? Thank you for watching. Leave me your thoughts down below. Really want to know what you guys think, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one.